Welcome back, welcome. Yeah, more updates on Noah as well as family deny police access to his cell phone. Okay, here's something that what gets me right here. She can deny access to the phone all she wants. If the cops get a freaking restraining order, they can go and take that phone by force. And if it has evidence in the phone, and you are the mom who believe her son was killed by some people, you would hand the phone over to the cops so they can look through the thing and get the job done. Here's the comments. If the mom truly believed there was foul play, they will cooperate with the police and turn it over. She's looking for money, not the truth. Very true. I think she's in this for the money. That's all it is. That's all she's in for is the money. And I think that's very fucking true. Because this is how important here is. If you believe your son was killed in foul play and you have his phone, you would turn it over so the cops can look through the messages and see, okay, da. That's part of the phone. The phone is part of one of the key evidence in the trial, in the investigation. And you have it, you don't want to turn it over. That tells the cops right there, okay, you know something on the phone, you don't want the receipts. Or it's something leading back to you don't want nobody to know about. Why has the phone not been seized by officers? That's a good question. Something smells wrong. These are comments. It's been 38 days. Take your time. The mother of Noah is getting richer by the day. She doesn't want justice. She wants more dollars. She has to turn it over because he drowned. There's nothing better on the phone, but she cannot keep up the charity if she turns it over. She doesn't mistrust law enforcement. She's pretending she doesn't trust them so they can make money off her son's accident death. Which I think that's it smells like that's what it's about. If something was deleted, how did she didn't do it? Why on earth will you do your own investigation? That doesn't help anything. And you are wrong about what the sheriff said. He didn't see anything, obviously. Noah's stepdad looks like his mom went upside his head and knocked some of that black off of him, and he is still recovering. George's mom went and got Noah's phone from his friends, and there are no questions. No, man, you want to give it to the police. That's a chain of custody issues. I just don't trust mom. I felt she was shady and she straight up lied already. I mean, it doesn't surprise me if she doesn't hand it over, to be honest. If there is already a statement of mistrust with law enforcement, then what would really make sense? However, the question is, did she take it for another investigation? Because that, to me, would be a priority, and maybe she did. So staying fair with this one. Among the Pearl of Justice findings was not foul play. He could have got in TJ's water to pee and hit a drop off and pull up the tide. As a crazy note out there, been other deaths on Whore Island. Maybe we can look at those. And also, she has no legal right to hold the phone. I'm sure the cop already copied it. He's 18. So yeah, it might be some stuff going on. It's just like, to me, this is a lot of stuff right here. It's kind of shady. You got all these people coming out there saying these crazy theories. Some of these other people don't really know. They just like to get all the race bait hate thing. But what really kind of fucked the case up and where the mom really fucked up is she laid Alex Sharp and Benjamin Crumb, two of the most racial hate, race baiting, money grabbing people on the planet. Well, I say that because look, when Martin Luther King got killed, Alex Sharp raw ass. He hauled the fuck off. He went on a rock. You haven't heard none of that. Every time when something happens, he shows up because he knows he's going to get a little money. He knows he can cause some drama, poke that bear kind of situation. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to the video, shall we?
Now, there have been two things that I've keyed on and focused on since this story came out, since the investigation started. The first thing was, what the heck happened to Nolan, which is everybody saying, but not specifically what happened to Nolan with his friends, but what happened to Nolan with the last person who saw him alive. Who is that? Where are they? Where did Nolan go? Did he go to the other side of the island, go to the bathroom, and then he just got into the water and disappeared? Did he get on a boat with someone else? Who saw what happened? The second thing, and the main thing I've been focusing on, and we talked a lot about, is Nolan's phone. Now, we know there was a lot of skepticism coming from Nolan's family side, specifically with Christine. She's been outspoken about that. When it comes to accessing his phone, she even said from the beginning, it looks like there were messages missing. It looked like there were texts. It looked like there were photos missing from Nolan's phone, and she did not know why. So we already knew from the beginning that Nolan's family had a major distrust for local law enforcement and even the friends who were involved in this case. Now, we're hearing reports that the police actually never got access to Nolan's phone. Now, there's two sides to this, of course, just like there are in every story. There's really three sides to every story. But in this case, I want you guys to let me know if you think you understand this. Do you understand them keeping the phone, wanting to go through their own independent discovery, their own independent investigation, or do you think it should have been handed over to authorities immediately? Because we're going to find out here, and shout out to Sarah Fields for reporting on this over on X. She says, allegedly, not long after July 6, Al Sharpton told TMZ that Nolan's phone had been wiped clean. I don't know why Al Sharpton's speaking on this, but either way. Al Sharpton said, and quote, all of his photos, text messages, and everything on the phone had been erased, allegedly. The authorities were given Nolan's phone. Christine Wells never turned it over. Therefore, the claim that anything was erased will remain unproven and unsupported allegation. If anything was actually erased, as they asserted, they clearly didn't care enough to have it investigated, or it wasn't his friends who erased it. Now, again, this is a lot of speculation in here. Again, Sarah's been doing a great job investigating this, but I think we got to pump the brakes on this a little bit because we don't know if they have their own expert, if they got with the Celebrite, if they got with someone who could look into and get the data information from this phone. We do know that they have reached out to and they actually subpoenaed Snapchat, Google, Facebook, and multiple other companies to try and get Nolan Wells' data. So the question you want to ask is, well, why are they asking for this if they already have his phone, if they have his phone in their possession? So again, I would hold off on making any conclusions here, but it's interesting to hear that that's what's being said. Secondly, Sarah says this. She says exclusively, sources say that Nolan's cell phone was never turned over to authorities, and according to a credible source, allegedly, I want to make that very clear, with close proximity to and knowledge of the investigation, that more than 30 days after the death of Nolan Wells, his mother, Christine Wells Wansley, has allegedly not surrendered Nolan's cell phone to authorities. That might be understandable. This is the same cell phone that became a major point of speculation almost immediately after Nolan's disappearance and death. Christine herself made Nolan's cell phone a significant part of the public's suspicion. I think I thought about that myself. I didn't need Christine to do that. The fact that they had his phone and Nolan didn't have his phone with them, I think was the biggest red flag to anybody who saw this from the beginning. Now, initially, Christine said Nolan's phone was not with him on Horn Island. According to her own account, the family tracked the phone using Life360, determined that it was back on the mainland, and had a family friend retrieve it from a friend's house. And Warren testified to that, or I guess said that during an interview as well. Now, Christine then publicly discussed that she and her sister found, or more importantly, what they didn't find when they went through Nolan's phone. She said they checked both his Snapchat accounts and found no photos or videos from that day, because less than 24 hours had passed and Nolan was someone who normally took photos and videos while out with close friends. Christine suggested that the content must have been deleted. Now it makes me wonder, were text messages and information that they knew should have been there not there? Again, guys, is it possible? Maybe. Those statements helped fuel multiple conspiracy theories and unverified rumors surrounding Nolan's phone and what may or may not have been removed from it. It was later clarified by multiple witnesses that Nolan left his phone on the boat along with several others as it was not custom to walk around or wade through the water with their cell phones on their person. Christine later clarified her statements, acknowledging that she did not actually know whether anything had been deleted. Her belief was based on the fact that she found it strange that Nolan apparently had not taken photos or videos that day. But now there's a much bigger question. According to a source, allegedly, more than a month after Nolan's death, Christine refuses to turn Nolan's cell phone over to authorities. Again, I think that may be because they're doing their own investigation and they want to explore every single avenue of what happened until they hand the phone over to authorities. To me, that makes the most sense. But again, y'all let me know what you think. And then she says, if Christine genuinely believes foul play may have occurred, and if she believes Nolan's cell phone could contain important evidence connected to what happened, why has the phone not been surrendered to investigators for forensic examination? She has stated that she wants the truth. Well, probably because they've raised nearly $1 million and they can do their own investigation.
If you got hit, even if you were not driving, you need to try this.
Because if you were in a car accident in the last year, you could be owed a large cash payment and not even know it. Even if you weren't driving, all you have to do is click the link in this video, answer 5 simple questions about your accident, and see if you have a case that could be worth money, like this, or even like this. If the accident wasn't your fault and it happened in the last 12 months, you could be owed a lot more than you think. And this doesn't just apply to drivers. If you were a passenger in an Uber, walking.
Again, I'm just thinking with common sense, guys. I don't know. This is all speculation. This is, let's be honest, speculation by Sarah here. In my opinion, if you raised $1 million and you can do the investigating yourself, probably, maybe, in a lot of cases, at a higher level than local law enforcement, just do it yourself. I'm not turning it over. Guys, I got this. I'm going to go to the best of the best. We got Ben Crump. We got Colin Kaepernick. We got Tyler Perry. We got $1 million. And I'll do the investigating and find out exactly what happened on this phone. And if you guys want to use that report as a part of your grand jury, evidence, then go ahead. And once we're done, I'll give you the phone. So, yeah, I don't know. Could they keep a copy of the phone and then use that? Probably. I don't blame, and I, especially with the statement, as you guys know, I keep harping on, that the sheriff made shortly after Nolan Wells was found, saying that there wasn't any suspicion of foul play. Christine's like, nah, I'm done with you guys. We're going to do this ourselves.